it was Friday or something. I started watching. Whatever day I texted you, Dean,
Yeah.
where I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna rewatch some of it."
Yeah.
And I was just gonna rewatch starting at 3, but I was just like trying to think back and remember everything that had happened, and I was just like, it's been a while since I've seen all of it. So watching season 1, it's solid, still pretty good. It's a good season. And then I was just like, okay, well, let's see how far into season 2 I get. So I started season 2.
Yeah.
And it was like episode 2 maybe, and I'm just like, I'm done with this. So I was just like, and playback speed 1.5.
Yeah.
So I then flew through half of the second season, and then the lizard stuff finished, and then it was just like, what's his name, Sebas
and his little project or whatever he's got
yeah,
going on.
all of that stuff following him, and then like the kingdom stuff with Brain and the useless kid.
The princess's puppy, basically.
Yeah, that one. And I was like, okay, like I'll watch Sebas fuck people up.
Hell yeah.
It was good. Then got through season 3.
All the CGI.
Also, yeah, yeah. I remember getting into season 1 and just seeing some of the CGI and being like, okay, yep,
Yeah.
that was all right. Whatever, dude.
There hasn't been. I don't think there's really been any in season 4 so far, other than
and
the
that's what
intro.
I don't get is like so like season 1, you had a few instances of some pretty bad CGI.
Yeah.
Which was like the bone dragon and stuff
Oh,
when
yeah.
fighting in the cemetery. Wasn't super great. Didn't feel like it like super fluid. And then like the skeletons they were resurrecting or whatever. Like it was just kind of like, this is not amazing CGI. And then you get into season 2 and it's like all the lizard men stuff. And it's like, okay, but like they don't really use a lot of CGI during that.
Yeah.
Like those fights and everything. So it's just like, okay, cool. Maybe like they got away from the CGI, they realized like didn't look great. Even through the second half of season 2, like I don't think we got like CGI during like what's his name? Demiurge's whenever he showed up
Yeah.
and everything was attacking and all that was happening. Like I don't think they cut into any CGI at that point either. So it was staying pretty good. And then like season 3 happens, and I can't remember if they like tried to sprinkle some in here and there, but it was like as the season's coming to close, he's like, behold, like Ainz is like my power and all this stuff, and then he raises those fucking monsters,
fucking goat things,
and it's just like, this looks like shit, dude.
like the Empire's army also was like completely CGI too, and it was just gangly CGI men running around.
No.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
No.
Yeah, they carry that. I mean, we haven't seen any big like fights or anything in season 4, but yeah, none. It's mostly politics, but there's.
Which, I mean, we knew it was gonna happen because he's trying to set up a kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah, love this part. But there's a part where like there's a bunch of the Riestes military behind the prince or whatever, and they're all CGI and they have like no faces.
Yeah.
Like they have a mouth and that's it. And you're like, why didn't you just push them further back and put them out of focus? Like that would have been fine.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even be able to tell. But it looks so weird. I'm like, just can you stop? Because the like armored monsters and like some of the monsters in general in CGI look fine. A lot of them don't, but some of them do. And it's just a weird contrast of like, can we not at all?
Because Skelly Knight in Another World, they also like switched to some CGI at weird times, and I was just like, why? Like,
Some of Skelly Knights was
did
really
you run out of
confusing
money?
because it wasn't even like some of it did seem like, oh, okay, yeah, we're saving a little bit of money here, but some of it was
seems so out of place.
yeah, so it was just cut in the middle of a scene for no reason. It felt like,
Yeah.
like why did you just do both and that like the CG and then they hit like regular animation and oh we'll cut the CG in here, don't worry. It's like, why'd you do that? At least when Overlord uses it, it's always background shit for the most part. Like some of the things like the goats, that was just a weird thing. I don't know. I think in regular animation it still would have looked like shit, but at least they would have looked less like shit.
I don't know if it was just the process of like, if they were like, oh well, these good things have to like oozes out and then like absorbs the army and then creates these goat creatures, and it was just like, that's gonna be way easier to do with CGI. We'll just do that. But I was just like, at what cost?
Yeah. I mean, I think the design itself is probably not great, but it doesn't do itself any favors in CG.
Yeah. So I finished that one. I guess from the last time I talked to you guys, I did finish Skelly Knight.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I finished Spy Family.
Hell yeah.
What else?
Did you finish Shikamori?
No. Last time I was looking, they had like episode 11 or something out.
Okay, so they've got
and
11 and 12, I think. So.
Do they have 12 out?
Yeah.
I think I'm on like episode 9 still.
Okay, so I finished that and I was like, okay, I can say I'm done with it. I'm good. So when
Okay.
you finish, we'll talk about it in more detail.
Cool. Let's see. Yeah, I was kind of like just like watching it absent-mindedly for Overlord and wasn't giving it a bunch of thought because it was stuff I'd seen already. So once I finished season 3, I was like, okay, I need to wait and watch season 4 whenever I'm actually going to pay attention. Because like it was one of those things, like if I tried to watch it right then, I would have either just like gotten on my phone, you know, gone and started playing like a game, like grabbed an instrument and started playing. Like I would have done something else. And I was like, no, I actually want to pay attention to what I'm watching. And I just haven't sat down and watched those. I should have done that earlier, but I forgot about them.